Take a look at this wall. They removed the external layer of the block, but this part was left. So it seems as if the block penetrates the other wall. The same applies for the blocks above. An ideally even curved surface, and lengthwise it is perfectly precise. Processing granite to such perfect degree without modern tools is simply impossible to imagine. You need a totally different tool to remove this. Let us forget that this is the granite. Imagine using a simple two-handed blade saw. Here we sawed it, but how can we do it from the side? Obviously, in this case we need a side milling cutter, if we are talking about machine processing. Alternatively, we can slowly chop it off block by block. However, in that case it is unclear why they strictly follow the line. The transportation of huge stone blocks that colossi of Memnon are made of, represents an incredibly complicated task for ancient Egyptians. Just to compare, it required the help of a whole armored division to transport the 100-ton stone block for the basis of the statue of Marshal Zhukov in Moscow. Colossi of Memnon are 7-8 times heavier. It greatly exceeds the capabilities of today's most powerful cranes. If you will take a closer look at the pyramid, you will see it consists of two completely different parts. Good stonework made of large blocks in the bottom, and a primitive pile of small rough stones on the top. It seems that this pyramid was not only made of different blocks scattered round, but it was built on the ruins of an even more ancient structure. They just don't belong to each other. It looks quite unpresentable outside. However, if you aren't lazy and climb and crawl through the narrow passage, you can get inside an amazing chamber full of wonders. The large granite sarcophagus, thorough walls, stonework, and ceiling made of huge limestone blocks up to 50 tons of weight each. It doesn't fit into the common sense, because there is a totally primitive construction above. Yet again we can't understand it. The circular saw with the diamond nozzle is used to make even surfaces on the granite. It takes a 3.5 meters circular saw in diameter to slit the 1.5 meters thick granite block, and this is the upper limit of our current capabilities. However, such operation leaves a 1.5 centimeters wide gash. There is an unfinished sarcophagus in Cairo Museum with traces of a circular saw. The width of the circular saw cutting edge is just 3 millimeters, 5 times less than that of the modern one. A flat granite block. This is the trace of the cutting tool. It is not straight, but rather curved. And the block itself is slightly bended. It couldn't bend on its own. It is a granite after all. If they would use a blade saw, they should have saw it like this. However, traces go the other way. It means it was a large round milling cutter. It is definitely a machine processing.